Welcome to Where There's a Will.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your Make a Bucksy casual gamer.
I'm Stacy. I'm your non-gamer gamer.
It's a new month, so that means it's time for a new monthly theme for our showcase wall.
And this is now October of 2025. And this month's theme is going to be spooky season. So we're going to be thinking about Halloween, monsters, and horror.
But we're changing things up a little bit. As you can see, those of you that follow the channel, our showcase wall is not behind us because this month we are not only going to be presenting the games that we are putting on our showcase wall, but we've invited some other content creators to share their favorite games in this month's category. And this is going up a little bit later than it normally does. We just had a really busy last couple weeks and we could not quite get this filmed in time. So let's get on to our first game.
The first game on our wall is one of the few Verban rights that I actually enjoy playing, and that is Welcome to, and it is the Halloween edition. This is a Halloween thematic neighborhood, and you are trying to build the best new town in the United States of the 1950s. You will organize your streets, giving some house pools, adding parks and streets, and fencing off some of the fillable public goals as well. This simultaneous gameplay makes the game very quick to play, especially for two people. And in the spooky neighborhood of the Halloween edition, when players build houses, they get to choose a trick or a treat, circling either the ghost or candy. I don't know if you can see that or not. And the first player to reach a certain number of either can declare to use the bonus. Once used, is no longer available to other players, so each player only gets one ghost and one candy ghost bonus. Candy ghost, candy bonus.
Yes. All right, yeah, so excited about this one. I'm not sure you've played the Halloween edition yet. I played it once solo, I know.
I thought I played this one.
You may have. And I think I played it on BGA once.
I thought we played all of the extension.
Maybe we have. Okay.
But,
all right. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is the first one on our wall. And now we're going to go to our first contributor, Bill Webb, a.k.a. Billy Indiana, to see his pick for the month.
Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. Ian and Stacy have asked me to share one of my favorite Halloween or spooky season games, and our family really likes to play Horrified around this time of year. It's a Ravensburger Prospero Hall game. This one is the one that we have, the original, which shows the Universal Studios monsters. So let me show you a little bit about what it looks like on the table and why we like it so much. So as you can see, the board is very colorful, and being a cooperative game, it's pretty easy to get people into it because you can kind of play the first couple of turns together until they get the flow of it, and then they can start making their own decisions. It's also accessible because we have all these familiar monsters like Frankenstein and his bride, and the Black Lagoon creature, and Dracula, and Wolfman, Invisible Man, and Mummy, and they all have the little mini puzzle that you're trying to solve. And you're going to choose 2 or 3 or 4, and each one's looking for certain kind of tiles. These want yellow for this stage and red for this stage. And for our Frankenstein, they want yellow and blue. And those tiles come in this little bag. So you're going to be pulling these tiles out and kind of seeding the board with them and using pick up and deliver mechanism to kind of move your characters around the board to gather them and complete these miniature puzzles. And each character is going to have their own special action depending on whether the courier or the archaeologist or the explorer, and there's quite a few others. They all have special abilities and different action mechanisms. Then you're going to be rolling the dice when you encounter these creatures to see if they get hit. And as you're moving your characters around, picking up those tiles, trying to solve the miniature puzzle, you also have to keep an eye out for these not too intelligent citizens who just seem to be wandering around this city even though there's monsters all over the place. So it's just kind of a funny little game. You got the chance of the dice roll, you've got the familiar characters, it's cooperative, it's pretty, just a lot of fun, and definitely has that Halloween spooky season feeling for it.
All right, great choice, Bill. Coincidentally enough, the next game on our wall, and I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's very similar, is Horrified, but we have the American Monsters version. So this has a whole bunch of the creepiest cryptids from U.S. folklore and stuff, like the Jersey Devil, Bigfoot, the Chupacabra, the Mothman, the Ozark Howler, and the Banshee of the Badlands. So, like Bill said, cooperative game, moving around a board. Each monster has some different things that they want to be doing and that you need to be doing to stop them. So, played that one a couple times after I bought it. I'm excited to get it back to the table. Hopefully, maybe play a cooperative game with Stacy of it. this season during spooky season. And the next game is also the first of 2 games that will be new to us this month. And this one is a sequel game to a game we both enjoy. In fact, it appeared on our Rank My Mind. And this is Cryptid Cafe Chef's Apprentice. And specifically this month, we are going to be playing with the Halloween Dish Pack, which adds an extra chef in there, an extra werewolf chef, and also some extra Halloween themed foods. So in Cryptid Cafe Chef's Apprentice, you are in the same universe as Cryptid Cafe, but instead of serving customers in the front of the house, you're now in the back of the house, where players will take command of their cryptid line cook, vying to become the chef's apprentice. It's a tile-laying, open drafting game where you're going to plate monstrous food dishes from the main chef's table board. Your placement, preparation, and garnishing skills will be on the line as you face challenges from the Kraken chef, who is back once again in this game to separate the contenders from the pretenders. The player who earns the most praise from the customer and our resident chef wins the game. So we both really like tile placement games. We like drafting games. We enjoy Cryptid Cafe, so we're very interested to see how this one plays differently from that game. So that is Cryptid Cafe Chef's Apprentice.
And it's got really cute artistry too.
It does. The artwork and the theming of the different foods is just amazing. Just the different things, and I think a lot of those are the same, but a lot of them are different. And then, like I said, the Halloween Dish Pack has some new Halloween specific themed food. So very excited to get that one to the table finally. Maybe we'll have a playthrough. We'll probably have some content for that one up this month. So that is Cryptid Cafe, the Chef's Apprentice. Now on to our next contributor, Paul from Dads and Dice.
I'm Paul, half of Dads and Dice, and for today's theme of horror / Halloween / spooky games, I want to talk about Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein. This is my absolute favorite game that is incredibly macabre. Devin and I got a chance to play this at a convention a couple years ago, or maybe last year, and man, we absolutely loved it. This is a worker placement style game where you're going to be collecting body parts in order to reanimate a body. So to do this, you're going to be playing through 4 different phases. And on the first phase is the event phase. So what happens here is you're going to get some little story, some little blurb that's going to just kind of change what you can do out in the next phase of the game. It might also introduce some events in there, like a public execution, where you can get different body parts or other things kind of occur from there. Once you've gotten done with this event phase, you will go on to the city phase. And like I mentioned, you're going to be trying to collect body parts. And you can go to a bunch of different areas. You can go to the hospital to get some fresh organs. You can go to the morgue to get a little bit more decayed, but still pretty well preserved. You could go to the cemetery, but honestly, all you're going to get there is some bones and some pretty decayed organs. But if you want to get the absolute freshest, you can go to the dark alley and just straight up murder somebody. Now, of course, whenever you murder somebody, your humanity is going to go down. And that is one of the stats that you're trying to balance throughout the game. So if your humanity has gone down, you're not going to be as efficient in the actions that you can take. So there's really this kind of pull and push of what kind of freshness do I want in my organs, and where do I want my ethics and my morals to be. Not only that, but every round you're going to be going to the lab. So this is phase 3. You'll go to the lab and you're going to be placing these organs out and trying to animate different parts of the body. So you might need, blood, bone, and muscle in order to get the arm going. But if you don't have enough for that round, hopefully you got some ice throughout the round, because you can put these organs on ice and that ice is going to maintain them a little bit longer. It's going to prevent them from decaying. Everything about this game is just super thematic. It ties in so well. Again, the theme is very macabre, but it just works so well. Devin and I, when we were playing this game, we were just laughing at just how absurd it was. Tons of people were coming by just asking questions about it, and man, just everything about it felt so awesome. At the very end of the game, once you have your entire corpse built up, you need to actually throw some electricity in there. And there's a little push your luck aspect that happens during this part. You're going to have your dice, you're going to roll them, and hopefully, whenever you're rolling them, you'll be able to switch that electricity and get that electricity in there. You'll be able to throw it, get the electricity into your corpse, and reanimate it. And hopefully, by the end of that, you've collected enough body parts. You've been able to get lucky with the dice. Your humanity is at a good level. You've been able to reanimate your corpse. And at that point, hopefully you win the game. Anyway, Abomination, such an awesome game. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it. See y'all later.
Well, that one definitely sounds interesting and definitely hits the horror vibe for the spooky season.
Okay, so listening to Paul describe that game, I've never heard of it, so I'm just gonna, go right out there and say I've never heard of it. Normally, this would not be my kind of game that I would like to play, but because of the way that he describes it, I want to go into my back alley, kill someone, collect some body parts, and move on. I am ready for this game.
I mean, worker placement, little push your luck at the end. I mean, maybe we'll have to look into that one. I mean, it definitely would not be one we would normally think of getting, but I mean, definitely a very unique theme of getting body parts and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it sounds kind of interesting.
Watch a little Dateline, watch a little 48 Hours, kill some people, and play a game.
Exactly. Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna
help. All right, moving on. Thanks, Paul, for contributing to our month.
I want to play that game now. Okay, so I'm gonna clear that from my mind.
We're going completely 180
we
here
are
on
going
this one.
To a Disney game next, right from that. And speaking of Disney, the next game that we have on our list is Disney's beloved The Haunted Mansion, and it comes to life, or death, as you want to say, in this hauntingly fun board game. You can explore all of the classic rooms of the ghost-infested manor, from the festivities-filled ballroom to the attic and out to the graveyard, and then beyond and, search all the spirits. You have to beware, though, because in the Haunted Mansion, there's the hitchhiking ghosts who follow you home, and they may spell your doom in the end. So players gain points from socializing with ghosts around the Haunted Mansion. Players move around the mansion by rotating the endless hallway around Madame Leota's seance room, collecting ghost cards in front of them in sets, each of which are worth different value points. Players want to avoid the haunt cards, as the most haunted player will lose points. The player with the most points wins.
I was getting out. So you got the
you
got the ghost, and this actually glows in the dark, so it's a really cool piece. You play it with the lights down a little bit. Maybe you might not be able to see much. Might not be able to see much, but it does glow in the dark.
Yeah, and when I say that the board spins, you physically move it spins, and the rooms change, and you can get put in different rooms.
You can see the middle of that will actually spin around, and you can kind of you're placing cards in the different rooms, and where you end up is the cards you get, and you can spin that around and kind of mess with where the next person's going to go.
I like this game. I didn't know that. Did I know that glowed in the dark?
I think so.
I should have worn my glow in the dark t-shirt today.
Yeah. But then we would have the lights off.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's a fun one. It brings back memories. We went to Disney World on our 5-year anniversary 10 years ago. And I mean, I love the Haunted Mansion. I love the movies they've made about the Haunted Mansion.
Those are really good.
There's a couple really good ones out there. One with Muppets and one without, and they're both really, really good. So that is Disney's Haunted Mansion. And now we're going to be going on to our next guest contributor, and that is Evan from eVanDiesel.
Hey everybody, I'm Evan, and I'm here to spotlight a game for October. Well, being this theme is horror and monsters, but well, you know what? I live that life every day, not just in October. So I'm all about scary movies, creepy music, spooky board games, scary decorations, that sort of thing, all the time. So the game I'm going to choose to spotlight for this episode is based on one of my favorite movies of all time, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a cooperative-ish game where you're basically living out that first movie. And it does such a good job at that. It involves all of your favorite characters, both good and bad. It has a skin bag. That's pleasant. And it has this beautiful board that really highlights all the locations from the movie. So the rules as written, you can kind of manipulate into, I don't want to say cheating, but doing really well. So luckily on Board Game Geek, in the file section, there is a version 2 of the rulebook that kind of addresses some of those issues. Or you can just kind of play the game in the spirit of the game. Not try to manipulate the game and just enjoy the experience. So that is my spotlight, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Check it out. Trick or Treat does great things. Well, that's about all the time I have today. So I'll talk to you guys later. I've got to get to work.
Thank you, Evan, for that one. That was great, and that ending was amazing. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure I've ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In fact, I'm pretty much 100%. I've never been a huge horror movie fan.
But that's based on like true events.
I know. Okay, well, we're going to have to watch it this month.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Game not even on my radar.
So when he says that the bag is skin, you don't know what that refers to?
No. So I guess I will find out. We will have to watch it.
That was awesome. This is the first time I've seen these.
I haven't watched them. So yeah, that was great. Thank you, Evan, from eVanDiesel, for contributing to our video for the month. I'm really liking seeing what other people are bringing to this theme. All right, so next game. Sedlec Estuary, 16th century AD. The Black Plague and Hussite Wars have overcrowded the graveyard. Help the Bone Collector, a half-blind monk, by exhuming graves and arranging the skulls inside the crypt. In The Skulls of Sedlec, you are a novice monk competing to create the best arrangements of skulls. Dig up graves from the graveyard to reveal cards. Take cards into your hand to collect skulls, and arrange the cards from your hand into a stack. Whoever better honors the deceased's last wishes will score more points. The Bone Collector will then judge each player's completed stack and declare one as the most exceptional. So in this game, you have a whole bunch of different types of skulls, from like criminals to love-struck, people to priests and royalty, and each one of them needs to be or not be near certain other ones as you're building out your tableau, your grid of skulls. I really enjoy this one. This is near the top of my Button Shy games list. I have a whole bunch of, I bought the expansion collection earlier this year when I did a Button Shy order. I'm looking forward to getting these. I usually play this solo. Might try to see if Stacy will play with me once, just to give it a shot. But in the solo mode, the Monstrance mode, you are actually an artist and you're trying to impress the royal family by creating the best sculpture. So you still make your normal pyramid, I think it is, but then there's a deck of cards which shows some other formation of that you need to put your skulls in. So really fun, really small little game. Like I said, you're building like this, almost like this tableau of cards. Like I said, some things need to be next to each other. Some things don't want to be next to each other in order to score. Some might be like, I want to be the only thing in this entire row in order to score. So that is Skulls of Sedlec. And now we have Sarah and Drew from Let's Table It with their spooky season picks.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Drew.
And we are from Let's Table It. And today we're going to share with you our 2 favorite spooky season games. So what you got, Drew?
My number 1 is Vagrant Song. Huge game. Absolutely just so much fun. Cooperative, going around, trying to bring humanity back to the Haints.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
My favorite spooky season game is a little bit different sized, but it is the Bloody Inn. And I love the card decisions that you have to make and trying to balance earning the most stuff with building a little bit of an engine that helps you, but maintaining your hand size.
Yeah.
And you can only get like 2 actions per round. And so it's just a lot of fun and a lot of decisions to make. So those are our 2 favorite spooky season games.
All right, thank you guys for those. I've heard of both of those. Stacey probably hasn't heard of either of them. Vagrant Song, I don't know too much about. Awful big though. I don't know if that one would ever enter our collection. Bloody Inn is one that I have heard about for quite a while now, and it is one that I am very interested in. Yeah, so we might need to look into that one. I don't think it plays solo though.
Well, maybe Santa will bring it this season. Next season. The next coming season.
Santa brings me a thing about a bloody inn.
You
I think
know.
you're like murdering people in the inn. I think
That
if
would be
it's
a good Dateline special.
If it's, I mean, it's basically H.H. Holmes, right?
Yeah.
Which there are games based on him. But I've heard not so good things. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to look into it. But
Okay.
all right. So that was Drew and Sarah from Let's Table It, and Sarah also loses on Instagram.
So then I get a choice or a chance to go next. One of my favorite scary games, and this is super scary, is Don't Go In There. Ooh, you play as meddling kids wandering too far into a creepy haunted house as sirens are going off in our background. But anyway, unfortunately, your curious mind has unleashed curses that you need to get rid of. In this Push Your Luck set collection set destruction game, you decide how risky to play as you venture deep into the haunted house. Collect the right items and you can dispel some of your curses. How much will you push your luck in each room? Will you play Push Your Luck for the first chance at drafting cards, or will you play it safe and keep away the ghosts haunting the house? When 3 meeples have been placed into a room, the ghost dice are rolled and ghost tokens are handed out. Next players will take cards from the room depending on their meeple's position. Don't get too many ghost tokens or you will end up haunted at the end of the game and be cursed even more. The player with the fewest curses wins, and the thing that I love about this game and is my favorite thing about this game is the box. The box is actually the dice tower that you put. I don't know how to open it because I ain't smart enough.
Just flip that one.
There you go. And you actually put your dice down here and they come out here, and then that's how you make the decision of what you're going to do. I think these guys always have a cool
Road to Infamy is
way
known
to do
for
with their dice.
is known for their really cool things.
But I do really enjoy this game. I haven't played it in a couple months, so
No, we
maybe
haven't
we
played
need
in
to. Well, maybe we need to. We will get this out for the month of October, so that we can be scared even more.
Yep. Yeah, I really like this one. It's a really fun push your luck game. Like they said, you are debating like how far into the room you want to go, because the further in you go, the better chance of getting the cards you want, because you do want to collect some sets of cards to score points, but you can also collect cards to like get rid of points, or to get rid of cards that will help you not have as many spooks. And then you will also be, if you stay out, you have the last choice, but you also have the less chance of being scared. So when, like they said, once 3 people enter the room, you roll the dice, and for every ghost symbol on the dice, which I believe the dice in this also glow in the dark. I think, if I remember correctly.
Now I have to look.
Yeah. So, however many ghosts are on them is how many scares you get. So if you're further in, you're gonna get a lot more scares. If you're further out, you have flashlights that kind of negate those scares. Yeah, maybe they don't. I don't know if they glow in the dark or not. I can't tell.
I'm gonna leave them out. We'll let you know in a few minutes.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, that is a great one. Like they said, Road to Infamy always has some really fun things with their games. They were the original creators of Canvas and Globetrotting and Fromage, the upcoming Fromaggio. They always have something with their games that is unique. It makes it just a little different. All right. And our next contributor is going to be Chris from Tabletop Express.
Hey everybody, so we are talking about games that are great for that Halloween, October time of year. What I want to talk about is one that has become one of my favorite two-player games, and that is Pagan: Fate of Roanoke. Now this game right now for me is packed to the brim with a bunch of expansions. It is a deck construction experience in that sense, but when you break it down, it is a card-based deduction game where you're going to be playing either the witch or the hunter. The witch wants to complete this ritual, and that ritual will be the end game for the witch. It takes some work to build up to that ritual, so as you're doing it, you've got to be careful not to give away too much about who is that witch who's going to be completing it, because there's going to be 9 characters across your board. Additionally, on the other side, the hunter's trying to figure out who it is, but hunter's got to be careful, because if the hunter accuses the wrong person too many times, the witch is going to straight up win at that point as well. So it's a great push and pull. I like the deck construction, that opportunity that comes into the game. They continue to add a few new mechanics along the way, more stuff on the way. I believe it's originated in 2018, but it's come to the States in more recent years. And so I've had a chance to pick it up more so in the past 2 to 3 years. But a big fan of this game. Capstone Games, I think, hits a home run by having this one in their collection, and they're dropping more and more stuff. They just announced more things for it in the coming weeks and months. So yeah, but that for me, my recommendation this month is gonna be Pagan: Fate of Roanoke.
All right, thank you, Chris, for that. That is another one I've heard of. I haven't looked too much into it. It does sound kind of interesting. The deck construction game, but just the kind of theme of it seems pretty cool.
I've never heard of that one either.
Yeah. So before we move on to our final game, I do want to thank Bill, Paul, Evan, Drew, and Sarah, and Chris for joining us this month for our first kind of contributor check with this. It was kind of a last minute thing that we decided to do, and they were all able to get us videos before we filmed. So we are very grateful for them and just for bringing some of their games that they enjoy with this theme. So this is going to be something that happens every month. All of their channels will be linked down in the show notes as well, so you can go check all of them out. They do have really good channels and everything. They're some of the ones that we watch quite a bit. All right, and our final game that is going on the wall for this month is our second new game to us this month. This is one that I backed on Kickstarter. Another one I backed on Kickstarter. I guess Chef's Apprentice was one. It was a Kickstarter. And this one just has a really cool theme. It's Halloween night, 1986, and all-night spooktacular film festival is running in full swing, but in the midst of a wild thunderstorm. Suddenly, lightning strikes, overloading the theater's power circuits and releasing hundreds years of cinematic monsters from the silver screen. As one of those monsters, you are now free to wreak havoc in Spooktacular. You're going to terrify and devour unsuspecting moviegoers in a race to become the most terrifying monster of all time. Play as one of 20 movie monsters. Now, they are not actual movie monsters, but yeah, I think when you start looking at them, you have all these great meeples in here. Once you start looking at them, you know which horror movie they are paying homage to. You can clearly tell. Each of them has their own way of playing the game. So every time you play this, you can play as a different one, and they're going to play differently. It's easy to understand rules. are the base of the game, and everything else you need to know is right on your monster board. So the game itself, I've heard, is very easy to learn, but then each character you play is a little bit different, but all the rules are right there, so it's like your own player mat and player board. So I'm very excited about that. With 20 different movie monsters, there's tons of variability, and devious monster abilities to discover will keep you coming back to the theater. Spooktacular is played over a series of rounds. Players perform the turns steps in their monsters in order, then pass the turn to the player to the left. Playing cards, adding guests, moving, spooking, devouring, and interacting with your monster's unique abilities are common things that you might do on a turn. The artwork in this is absolutely fabulous. I mean, you can tell by the cover. The cover of this is just gorgeous. This may be one of my favorite covers for the year, honestly.
I remember when you backed this on Kickstarter, I didn't realize we'd received it already.
Yeah, so you're playing
Look at
as
the side of the box.
Yeah, so you're playing as different movie monsters, and you're kind of terrorizing the patrons of the theater. And like I said, each movie monster, I mean, I think pretty much all of them are based on some real movie monster. It's just kind of interesting because you're playing as the monster instead of going and playing as the person getting the monster. So I really like that idea of this. And it was one that I late pledged for because I had heard of it, but I didn't hear much. And then when I was watching a bunch of videos for most anticipated games, I saw it come up quite a bit, and I'm like, oh, this looks really interesting. I don't think it made my list because I'd filmed my list because I didn't know too much about it ahead of time. But I'm very excited to play this, especially with like all the different monsters. So it's going to play differently depending on which monsters you play with. So there are the games. Does it glow in the dark?
It glows in the dark.
Ooh, they do glow in the dark. I thought so. You can kind of tell by the color. All right. So there are the games that are going to be on our wall. We will probably also sneak Haunt the House. Haunt the House from KTBG from the Board Game Club, and I'll probably play that with the kids at Board Game Club this month. If I get the Board Game Club started up quick enough. And I've got a couple other games over here which are kind of sort of themed that way for review that aren't going to be on our wall, but I'll probably try and get them done this month. I got the entire Kinfire Delve series over here, which kind of have that horror feel to them, so definitely going to get those to at least some of them to the table this month.
I thought you said hoarder feel. I was like, well, you've got that problem with games too.
Well, no, the horror feel to them. They've kind of got that spooky feel.
Gotcha.
So let us know what you think of this new format, bringing in some other content creators to share their favorite games. Ours were just the ones that are going to be on our wall. Some of our favorites for this, like Don't Go In There is definitely one of our favorite kind of spooky season games. Welcome To, we both really enjoy, and then the thematic maps are always fun, and we're looking forward to playing these other ones. Drop us a line down below as well in the notes or in the comments. Let us know what your favorite spooky season games are, and maybe we'll kind of take a look into them. Oh yeah, Skulls Said Look is another one of my favorites as well. So looking forward to getting these to the table and having some time to play some games now that my volleyball coaching season is over. After this week we kind of got we got plenty of time to do stuff. So all right,
we have an unfull calendar.
Yes, we do. Yes. I have conferences this upcoming week, and then my nights are clear. I get home earlier, which is very nice. Once again, this has been Where There's Wheels,
There's a Play.
I'm Ian.
I'm Stacy.
And we'll see you next time
at the table.